My name is Caleb Flores. I am a CLD teacher at Greeley West High School in Greeley, Colorado, and I am a Milken Educator. So I was actually planning on taking today off. It's my wife's birthday was yesterday, and so we had a 3-day weekend planned. And so Mr. Cranston, our principal, said, "You can't take Friday off." And I said, "He's never done that before." So I was like, "Okay." And so he said, "I can't really tell you anything." So yeah, I came to work. I showed up late because we were out late last night, and I got my morning started late, and so I came in and got my day started. Coming to a regular assembly was what I was thinking. I was sitting in the stands telling a kid to pay attention. He was messing around on his phone, and they're describing the cash prize and I think there's a trip involved and kind of the origins and the history of the award. As I'm listening, I'm kind of half listening because I'm also dealing with children in December, and so they said that they're going to honor a teacher. They showed the cash prize, and then they called my name, and I couldn't believe it. I was shaking. It felt surreal. It didn't seem like something that was actually taking place. I thought I was in a dream for a moment. But yeah, I'm told that this is a prestigious honor. I can't wait to hear more and kind of and be able to dive in a little bit. I teach because I've grown up in this world, and I've seen my family come up in this world, and times haven't been the easiest. And so growing up, we didn't have a lot of money. We were, there were times we were living paycheck to paycheck, and my dad and my mom actually inspired me to pursue my education. My dad was the first to go to college. He entered when I was like a freshman or sophomore in high school, pursued his bachelor's degree. My sister followed in his footsteps, and then my mom and I joined at the same time. We got to graduate together, which was really special. And being told from them, and seeing them live out that example was something that was just something I never took for granted. And so being able to be an adult now and kind of have that perspective of what it was like and how times weren't always the easiest, I teach because I want to instill that in my students. I want them to know that no matter what they look like, where they come from, what language they speak, or any of these defining factors, that they can make something of themselves and that they can do something. I also teach because the content I teach ESL, English as a second language. My grandparents didn't speak English. My grandpa went to school, and he went to school in Texas, and he'd be hit with a paddle on his hand every time he spoke Spanish. And so getting the kind of perspective from him growing up, he hated school. It wasn't something that was welcoming, or something that was an environment that he felt welcome in. And so him paving the way for my parents to my dad, almost dropped out of high school. We had to go finish in the last limb. And so all of them paved the way for me to make something of myself. And so I think of my grandparents, I think of my wife and my suegros and everyone who has gone through this country and needed that leg up. And so that's why I teach. I teach students to make something of themselves and do something with their lives and help them get the tools that they need and to make it in this world. When I see my students achieve, it's something that you really can't describe it. It puts me beyond words, because when they achieve, we're a team. It means I achieve that when I can see them make something of themselves. And the students that that I have come from all over the world. We have kids who have come out of refugee camps, who have crossed through jungles and rivers and dangerous terrains to get here, and to see them pull a C in history class or give their first presentation in English, or anything, write an essay, it means the world to me, because I know that they are believing in themselves. Every little task, every little thing that we can complete in class is a step forward towards their imminent success. And so when I see them achieve, it really reminds me and grounds me of why I'm doing this and how it's about the kids at the end of the day. There's a lot of people that I could thank. When I was in college, I was a business major, and I decided, after coaching recreational football and getting to know the kids, they were fourth graders at the time, that this is something that I could see myself doing. And so University of Northern Colorado, UNC, I talked with every department out there, and none of them accepted me except the English department. They said, yeah, we'll take you. We think that we can make something. So the faculty of UNC, for starters, District 6, Jeff Cranston and the administration here at Greeley West has been nothing but phenomenal towards me and my development. I got my master's in educational leadership. It's been a couple years now, and being able to push myself and pursue higher education. I never saw myself getting a master's. They were a big part of that. The administration here and Dr. Deirdre Pilch and her support of me and the district superintendents and the administration downtown. I co-teach, so I have a wonderful team. Miss Amy Tuttle, she has really mentored me throughout my time here at Greeley West. I was a young teacher when I met her, just getting started, and she really took me under her wing and showed me kind of how to do it and make it work here. My department, the CLD department, they're the unsung heroes of this building. We go, all of them go day in and day out, working, contacting families, making it happen, meeting after school, meeting nights and weekends, and just to make our kids achieve something. I mentioned it before, but my parents and my grandparents and my siblings, my in-laws, my family, and my support system are nothing short of incredible. They inspire me, they challenge me, and they really they remind me why I'm doing this. And I've had horrible days. I've had hard days. I've had days where I go home and I say I'm done. I'm checking in. I'm turning in my keys. And I know I can always ring them up, and that they'll remind me why I'm doing this. Finally, my wife, we met my final year, the night before I graduated from college. She knew that I was going to be a teacher, but never, I didn't have a plan because I didn't graduate with a teaching degree. So I had to go get an alternative licensure, and that was our first year being married. And it was hard. I had classes on the weekends. I was working nights, and I was coaching at the time. I still coach, but I was coaching at the time, as at the same time trying to figure out how to run a classroom. And the support that she's given me back then and every day that she gives me now is just incredible. She's my rock, and she keeps me going. So yeah, that's just a short list. I could keep going, but.